What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, all right? Here we are. It's the 6th of July, Sunday, the last day of the week. 8 hours, 20 minutes left in the day, in the week here. 16.2 cents is the price. We're down 11% off the week, but we've been rather volatile, haven't we, down in this range? So I'm not too worried about the price. I think, we could go a little bit lower, sure, and that's fine. Maybe we found our low. Maybe we're ready to move higher. But let's look at the short-term stuff and see if we can't divulge more information, okay? Looking at the 1 hour time frame here, moving up with some good volume and moving down without it. Rejecting the overbought zone, lower high overall, kind of softening the curve here of this downward move, right? You're coming down and then just like looking like you're ready to turn this thing around. You got higher lows right down here. I didn't draw that the best, but you can see this low here. Oh, actually, I guess this low is actually lower, technically. It's like a double bottom. That is a higher low, though. Maybe you're coming in to form a higher low right here. Maybe you're looking to break out and go lower. You have rejected the overbought zone. The last time you rejected the overbought zone, you saw a move that basically was from a low to a high, 7% down. So if we were to see the same kind of move, not that it equates to this exactly, but if we were to see that same kind of move, yeah, we would go a little bit lower. A move down here below these lows could give us some kind of double bottom procedure right here. Let's see. Maybe not. Maybe we find support there. Maybe we go a little bit lower. It's hard to say. Maybe we should look at the 4 hour time frame, get some a better look at this thing. I don't mind the RSI. I just don't like that we're rejecting the overbought zone. I like that we're finding support at the 40. I just don't like that we've rejected. We got a little double top here at the overbought zone. But it's the 1 hour time frame, so it's not that significant. Let's look at the 4 hour time frame. Yeah, this makes me think that we're not going to break below this low. Oh, no. We are. We probably do. We probably do. Oh, my goodness. So obvious, yeah. Okay, so from a low here coming up, right? Do you see the difference? You see the difference? Do you know why we're going to break out here? It's because different behavior begets different results, right? We don't get that same result with different behavior normally. Okay, what am I talking about? Well, here you came down, found a V-shaped recovery. Here you had a V-shaped recovery too, but do you notice something? That this bounce was less significant than this bounce, right? Less significant. And then here you are, yet again, down in this area, even lesser in significance. Classic. I almost fell for the classic ploy, man. I'm all head screwed on backwards because the price moved in the opposite direction of what I was thinking last night, which, sometimes that happens. Got to take your losses if you're if you're doing any short trades, right? I took my losses before it got too high, though, got too out of control. Now I'm just sitting out of the market, letting it play out. I'd rather it come back down and then I can get in a position to go long than go short here. I'm waiting to see how this plays out. We'll see what goes on, but enough about Bitcoin. Let's talk about Cookie DAO. 16.2 cents right now. It definitely seems as though we have lower to go. Yes. Because that's what happens. This is what happens in the market, you guys. We form these diagonal lines. People think these diagonal lines matter. And then you start to crowd them on that third attempt. You break through, and because people think they matter, they think, okay, I'm infallible. It's going to go up from here. And then whenever it's proven wrong, this thing's broken. This thing sucks. Why is it going down? You should have bounced off this trend line. Now that it's broken, we're in a downtrend. No, and then as soon as you break out of that, that's actually when you move up higher. So I take it back. I do think we go below these lows. You might even go below 15.3 cents. I doubt heavily that you go below 14.6 cents, though it is possible. I suppose it is possible. Let's see. What do we got here? From a low to a high. We'll zoom out a little bit more, too, and look at this, but yeah, I would think 15 cents, man. I don't think we go below 15 cents personally. 15 cents right there. That's exactly what I'm thinking. If not, maybe a slightly higher low. Maybe we bounce right off the 15.4 cent area. It's like a double bottom, but not quite a double bottom. A slightly higher low, something that breaks out of this trend line. And then as soon as we break, people capitulate. They start freaking out, and then that's when we start ripping and running. How much time do we have left in this 4 hour candle? 16 minutes left. Okay, we'll be watching that like a hawk. 4 hour RSI overall, I would say it does look bullish right here. I don't like that we're rejecting the overbought zone, but you are getting higher lows, which I do like. In the RSI, these diagonal lines tend to be more reliable. Actually, they tend to be more reliable. So in the price, it's not the case, but in the RSI, like if you're drawing a support line here and you break out of that diagonal line, well, you will go oversold. You know what I mean? If you've got a resistance line here and you break out of that, well, you will break out and you will continue higher. The diagonal lines in the RSI actually do behave a little bit more accurately than they do in the price. Because with the price, again, you never really know that you have a diagonal line until you have that second area. When you have that second area, by that time, the third line, it puts this third spot, it puts this in your head that it's going to bounce. It might bounce a little bit, but that's how you know that it's going to break through, is because the reaction's different. Can you see, right? Doesn't this look different than, or both of these look different than what you're doing here? Different behavior begets different results. The results the last 2 times were up, so probably down, right? Probably down. If we go lower on the 4-hour time frame, we'd actually be breaking out of this as well. So yeah, maybe we do go to the oversold zone. Neutral overall on the 4-hour. I like it. I like the structure, but if you give this up, it's really just going to be truly neutral. You'll probably bounce off the oversold zone and go a little bit lower. Okay, cool. So let's look at the daily time frame. Take this. You haven't respected this fib, I remember, so we're not going to do that. What about the high to low, the overall all-time high to the low here? Yeah, golden ratio, 382 rejection. Oh man, I just don't know what to think. I don't know what to think. Because here's what you're going to do, right? You're either going to break out of this trend line, barely, like I was saying, and then maybe find like some kind of slightly higher low, double bottom, whatever, between 15 and like 15 and a half cents, or you're going to go all the way down to the 236. But the stipulation there is that in order to get to the 236, you'd have to drop about 20%. And Cookie DAO is going to drop 20%, while Bitcoin's not dropping, and I don't see that happening. So confliction in the charts. And by the way, if Bitcoin moves up and Cookie DAO drops 20%, Cookie DAO's fine. Everything's fine. We're still going to be moving up higher. I got a pretzel in my head, Ricky Bobby. I don't know what to do here. I don't know. I keep going back and forth between this. I'm sure it's getting annoying because throughout this whole week, this whole past couple of weeks, we've been thinking about this area. I would say, how about this? Just as like a nice little blanket statement. A nice little cozy, warm, snuggly blanket. If we drop to 12.6 cents, that's like the most extreme that it would be, right? I mean, not that it can't get more extreme, but just in the realm of expectations and reality, I would think that that'd be the most extreme that we see, is like 12.6 cents. We probably don't see anything lower than that. I don't think that we have to go down there, and at this point in time, I'm not considering that we do. Or maybe I am considering, but I'm not expecting it. Well, what I am expecting is that we find support here in this area that we found support before, that we found support before, that we found support before, that we even found resistance before, dating all the way back here in this zone, and then we'll continue to move up higher. Whenever we do return to the highs, we likely will not stop at the golden ratio, or maybe I should say if we stop, it would be very, very brief. It's not going to be a stop like this, right? It's like maybe a stop like this, something like that, or even lesser. Maybe something more like what we have here, right? This little stopping point here, or like this. If we were to stop there, inevitably, what I'm trying to get to is that this move will take us up to about 50 cents to 63 cents. That's the expectation. Pull back to the golden ratio, find support at prior resistance, and then continue to rip and run all the way up to $1.65 to $3.90. That's where our fibs are at the very least. Let's see. Let's assume that we do have a low here and that we're not going lower. Let's just assume that and see if anything lines up with this high to low here. Okay, high to a low. Oh, come on now, give me the low. Give me that. Okay, there we go. The 2618, the money zone itself. 3618 is pretty hard to get to, especially in one, like you don't just normally push through this area here. First off, it's insanely difficult to get to this area. That's like the top zone right there. We colored it orange. Money zone, because the new money is Bitcoin, right? Or the new gold, I guess. I don't know. Maybe Bitcoin isn't good for money, but it is good for like a store of value. But something in this, it would just be hard, is all I'm trying to say, without getting into any shenanigans, crypto politics. It would be hard to just push all the way through here. You don't really see that kind of stuff happen unless it's a very small fib, or you're dealing with like a meme coin, something that just is erratic and it defies gravity. You don't really see that happen. So I think that we've nailed it. 390 still something to be considered, but again, if you were to break out and go up higher to these relative fibs, the 3618 here, if you were to go all the way up here, I would expect that you find some turbulence here at least before you go there. And in the time frame that we're looking to top off by August, I don't know if you have time to find turbulence. So I'm expecting we do top off. This lines up perfectly with what we've been expecting, something between $2.60 and $1.60. $1.65 is perfect. It's literally right in that area. So yes, both these fibs line up. if we do see a lower low, let's say we go all the way down to the 236, that 2618 lifts a little bit more. It ups our chances that we do go above $2, and maybe then we do actually stand a chance to go above $3 even. But time will tell. With that in mind, I don't think that we go lower. I actually do believe we found our low. But from here, 16.2 cents, I would not be surprised in the least if we went down to like 15.5 cents or 15 cents or somewhere in that zone, okay? And you never know. And again, that's not, we're here at 16.2 cents now. That's not me selling. That's not me saying sell here and then buy at 15 to 15.5 cents. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying we're very close to the low. Who cares? You should probably buy because we're about to rip. I'm wrong. We go lower down to like 12 cents. Who cares? Sit through the pain and enjoy the gains whenever they come right afterwards, man. It's going to be fine. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button. Subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care of yourselves. Bye-bye.